gear says we are set, gentlemen and lady. The event about to get underway. This is a 50-lap feature event. Recap of that mini stock feature event. Full-size division is set to go green. Leo Frank out front, car number 69. That's his brother's car. Let's see if he can keep it in one piece this afternoon. Mike Bard, car number 39, running second, but that's short-lived. As Rent Fogg, car number 42, Long Island, charges to the runner-up spot, putting Bard back to the third position. Lifting that left front up just a little bit allows Bobby Boyle to the outside with the 3B car. Douglas Gates in the 46, running fifth. Sixth spot, Mark Zanotti in that 66X. Look at car number 5, coming to life as Russell Baracci moving towards the front of the field. 2 laps complete, 48 to go. Your leader remains car number 69, that's Leo Frank. Second time out for that driver, doing an amazing job keeping his concentration and keeping the car pointed in the right direction at a mighty quick pace to boot. This is a 50-lap feature event. It's not who leads the first lap, it's who leads the last lap that counts. Some of the heavy hitters way back in traffic, a lot of cars to pass, but they know how to get the job accomplished, and they work methodically at climbing to the front of the field. Leo Frank, car number 69. Rent Fogg in the 42 Long Island. Robert Boyle in the 3B car. Baracci in the 5, Cates in the 46, Bard in the 39. Trouble on the backstretch, it quiets quickly as Doug Cates drops back a couple of spots, makes a little contact along the way, and Mike Bard does a nice job of hanging on. Third time out, the driver really showing he's paying attention, learning his lessons well. Only running in the fifth spot as we got a lot of sheet metal being swapped here on the front straightaway. They stack them up and everybody stays pointed in the right direction. All right, guys, good going. Nice job. Wayne Rio goes around in turn 2. Drew Erickson in the 57X. The car is running. Looks as though a couple of cars have lost tires. And that's going to bring out the caution flag, unfortunately, with 6 laps. It should get better from here on out with 44 laps to go. Green flag is back out. Leo Frank, once again, being challenged by Rent Fogg for supremacy in this event. We've got some fender bending here on the front stretch. Mike Fernald in the 08 car has the right front wheel bent underneath. Looks like the 4th of July up in turn number 1. Looks as though the yellow flag is coming out, as Fernald unable to coax the driver stand on the throttle, and we're back underway with a drag race down the front straightaway. Leo Frank proving equal to the task, holds off Rent Fogg once again, and look at Russ Baracci as he comes to life with car number 5. He moves to the inside to garner the runner-up spot. Mike Paulson on the move with the 69-0. He's battling for the 3rd spot down on the inside. Ron Swaney putting on a good show with 3/8 this afternoon, trying to equal the job done by his wife a bit earlier in that ladies' event. 54, Dave Etheridge now charging towards the front of the field. We've got problems through turns 1 and 2. They seem to have corrected themselves, and we stay on the green. Billy Reynolds with the 34 car moving towards the front as well. One of the few Chrysler products in competition. The big Dodge gets the job done. Now breaks into about the top 10 with car number 34. Many of these drivers wait till the end. Michael Bard losing the right front tire on his number 39 car. The tire is still out on the racetrack. The driver, on the other hand, has parked his car here in turn 4 as the tire gets a good ride to the infield, hit by one of the competitors. Stomp on the throttle because we're back underway, and it won't take long for the front runners to catch him up. Once again, it's Leo Frank gaining control of this one with car number 69. Mike Paulson on the move, gets by Russ Baracci's number 5. But here comes comes Dave Etheridge. Dave has been on top the last few weeks. Definitely has paid attention, did his homework. Now he's proving he's equal to the task as he charges to the front of the field. Looking back through the lineup, another top contender climbing to the top is the 38 New England of Mark Lewis. Here's back. Mark used to sit back and wait. Now he charges to the front, changing his style just a little bit. Finding out he can't wait till the end anymore. There's too many tough competitors out there just getting too fast. Swapping down through the front straightaway. Problems in turn 4. Drew Erickson around with the 57X. Let's see if the car refires in time as he faces the wrong way. He brings out the caution just as the leaders come down off the 4th turn. Whoa! Boom! Hello, goodbye, good night. One of the drivers unable to make business at hand to run this final 37-lap segment to find the winner in this 50-lap event. Leo Frank looking to maintain control with the yellow number 69 as Mike Paulson gives way to the 54 of Dave Etheridge. Etheridge to the inside has the runner-up spot off turn number 4. Whoa, we hear Russell LaJoy tagging the Alcove area with car number 30. A tough break for one of the top runners. It looks as though the right front tire has gone away on the 30 car. If not, even more damage being done as he brings it down off the banking in turn number 2. Now we have a battle for the lead. Leo Frank had it. Dave Etheridge has got it. As things begin to take shape, Mark Lewis makes his presence felt with the 38 New England. And a tough break for Russell LaJoy, who heads to the infield with car number 30. The right front tire gone down on his automobile. The man on the move with the yellow number 34. He's up to the 5th spot and charging to the front of the field. Meanwhile, up front, Dave Etheridge has taken over with Mark Lewis in hot pursuit. Mike Bolson and Leo Frank almost come together. Billy Reynolds almost caught up in it, but all the drivers settled down rather nicely. It appears the handles have gone away on the yellow number 69 as Leo Frank just can't quite hang on. He was out front for quite some time, but it looks as though the right rear on the car continues to break loose. It appears the black flag is going out to the driver of car number 69. Problems in turn 1. Ooh, the 78 car into the wall. As Michael Blansfield also inbound the 77 of Brockett. And tonight could be the night. Field stays tightly budged. Everybody stands on the throttle. Etheridge has already opened up a couple of car length advantage. As the 38 NE of Mark Lewis being challenged by Mike Paulson in the 69-0. As Billy Reynolds waits in the wings with the number 34. Problems through turn number 2. Chris Doughton goes around the 33X, stands on the throttle, keeps it going. Perfect 360, gets about 9 for style points. And a big thank you, I'm sure, from all the front runners who are able to maintain a good pace around the speedway. Mike Blansfield goes around with the 78 car once again. He's down to the infield out of harm's way. Skinner parks the number 49 in the center of the infield. Some of the drivers running into some extreme problems this afternoon. Drivers that don't normally have this type of situation. Meanwhile, Mark Lewis looking to chase down Dave Etheridge. They run 1-2. Lewis is high through the turns. Etheridge, on the other hand, able to run a low groove. You take the high road, I'll take the low road. Let's see who gets the victory lane first. In a $37 car goes around off the backstretch. Steve Wozniak in the old 3 car limping around, looks as though he may have a flat tire. I cannot understand why the these drivers stop with a flat tire. They should just keep on going. What it does, it poses a problem for the other drivers involved. And all it does is bring out a caution flag, costing some of the front runners their position. It's not the way they're supposed to play the game, but that's going to bring out yet another caution as Maui backs it off. He waited a couple of Etheridge on the throttle. Mike Paulson comes alive quicker with the 69. He now battles for the runner-up honors, but Mark Lewis able to make it stick on the outside. Has a half a car length on the 69 of Paulson and the 34 of Reynolds. Bobby Little running in the 5th spot. Missed the consistency of 1992, putting in another strong performance. Dave Etheridge out front. He's been there for a long time now, folks. Car handling perfectly this afternoon is Mark Lewis. About a car length behind. Appears to be content, at least for the time being, to be in the number 2 position. Top 2 cars run nose to tail. Both top competitors, both have been in victory lane before. Billy Reynolds has moved up to the 3rd spot with the 34 car. Bobby Little is up to 4th. Can't say enough about the performance of Bobby Little this afternoon. He's come on strong in 1992. Drew Erickson once again having a problem with the 57X car. Slip sliding his way on the backstretch right out in front of the leader. Gets it under control just in the nick of time. Pulls it down to the inside. Erickson around in turn number 2 again with the 57X. He's having himself a tough afternoon. They say when it's bad, it's bad. He's having a worse afternoon than that. He's been around at least a half a dozen times that we recall. Probably even a few more that we missed. Back to the front of the field. It still remains Dave Etheridge out front with the 54 car. Mark Lewis runs 2nd. Billy Reynolds a distant 3rd. Bobby Little a distant 4th. Then it's Mike Paulson. Appears to be 3H of Ron Sweeney. Then the 4 of Mark LaJoie. LaJoie becoming a steady performer this season. Another one of the LaJoie claim, making his presence felt here in the New England area, as the LaJoies have been around for quite some time. Stretching it out rather nicely. They settle down. Your leader once again with a 2-car length advantage being enjoyed at the present time. It's just 17 laps away from the checkered flag. Mark Lewis, on the other hand, may be playing the old cat and mouse game, just kind of waiting, biding his time, but that remains to be seen. Billy Reynolds, on the other hand, works a clear speedway. May be able to take advantage of the front runners running in some of this traffic to catch up and reel in the top 2 cars. While Bobby Little just appears to be running along, running the race all by his lonesome, trying to pick up as many valuable points as he can garner. Problems right in front of the leader, but it dissipates rather quickly, fortunately for Etheridge. Not the case for Mark Lewis. He's blocked out momentarily as they continue to run side by side down the backstretch. Etheridge able to gain some valuable real estate as Mark Lewis continues to battle his way through some of the slower cars. In the meantime, Billy Reynolds looking to close in with the 34 car. He was running a distant 3rd, now finds himself a close 3rd, about 3 car lengths behind the 38 of Lewis. Paul Collar in the 86 car moves out of the way to allow Billy Reynolds on by. Mark Lewis able to break from traffic, finds himself about 5 or 6 car lengths behind the leader. Problems in turn 4. Mark LaJoie comes together with Todd Ruddy in the 05 car. We've got a car heading for the infield as Ruddy looks to back out of the way. And that's Ginger Lee in the 21G car getting out of the way. Bobby Little leader, ends up into the 05 of Reddy in turn 4. How that happened is beyond me, folks. But unfortunately for Bobby Little, it cost him at least a spot or two, as some of the other runners were able to close in and go on by. Dave Etheridge, on the other hand, has things pretty much his own way. 54 car performing exceptionally well this afternoon, and he stays out front. Pedal to the metal. Mark Lewis in that 38 New England car looking to make up for some of that valuable real estate he lost earlier. Billy Reynolds, on the other hand, appears to be in about the same spot. Mike Paulson running right there, Tim Morissette, Ron Swaney, that's about the top 6 or 7. After that, it's about anybody's guess as to who's running in what position. Down to a 9-lap dash, folks. As Dave Etheridge continues to work traffic rather nicely here. The problem is developing in turn 1. A bunch of cars coming together, but it settles down about as fast as it started. Red Fogg running into problems with the 42 New England as the hood is up on the left front of that car and somebody losing a tire. I'd have to guess it's the 08 car. He goes to the infield minus the right front tire. Actually, all that's left out there is the tire. There's no rim, and the drivers are just running it right over in turn number 4. Looks as though it's headed for the infield, out of harm's way. One car gets by, 2 cars get by, everybody's going to get by as the car and the tire are looking to reunite in the infield. And we stand to green flag conditions. Next time around, we should get the 5 to go mark. Question is, can Mark Lewis close in on our leader? Dave Etheridge running a perfect race here today. Looking for at least his second in a row, if not his third, as he continues to lead the pack. And Mark Lewis, a distant second, looking to play catch-up.
On the front stretch, Mark LaJoy running into trouble. That'll bring out the caution flag. Caution coming out with 46 laps scored is complete. Well, I have a very special happy birthday wish. Actually, it's a green flag back out on the field. 46 down, 4 laps remaining. Dave Etheridge has the 30, looking to get back a lap. Doug Cates in the 46, way up in the marbles, gathers it back in quite nicely. We've got trouble over at turn number 1. Bobby Boyle in the 3B, picked up by another automobile. We can't quite see the number from our vantage point. Looks as though caution. Once again, the field looks to wind him up out of turn number 4. Dave Etheridge in the 54, the 30 of Russ LaJoy. Down at least 3 circuits to the rest of the field. Doug Cates again in trouble with the 46 as he looks to get that car back out in the racing groove. Out of turn number 2. It continues to be the 54 of Dave Etheridge. Here comes the 38 New England of Mark Lewis. Lewis closing right in on the 54 of Etheridge. The 30 of LaJoy is a lapped automobile. It's a battle between the 54 and the 38 New England. Again, we've got trouble over in turn number 4. Mark Zanardi in car number 66M running into trouble as Zanardi looks to pull that car to the infield. Looks as though he's going to attempt to come back out and rejoin the field. 47 down, 2 to go marker due out this time by as Dave Etheridge continues to lead Mark Lewis in the 38 New England. Car going around through the turns. Mike Blansfield in the 78 looks to get the car pointed in the right direction as we continue to run under green. White flag due out this next time by as a battle shaping up for the lead as a brand new leader emerges out of turn number 4 as Mark Lewis takes over control. Dave Etheridge back to the runner-up spot with the 54. Mark Lewis works his way down the back stretch into turn number 3 for the final time as Mark Zanardi once again looks to pull the 66M to the infield. Now to turn number 4 for the final time as the win goes to Mark Lewis. So Mark Lewis led the only circuit that it really mattered, and that was the 50th circuit. Dave Etheridge unfortunately comes up one position short as he settles for the runner-up spot, unofficially in for the third position. Car number 34 for Billy Reynolds of Westbrook, Connecticut, and unofficially in for the fourth position. Car number 690 for Mike Paulson of Easton. Well, a little surprise winner in the 50-lap pure stock main event is Mark Lewis from New Britain, Connecticut, picks up the win.
Victory lane one more time. He's one of the top runners in the division, knows how to accomplish the task. Waited till the very end and just snuck by Dave Etheridge for the win. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 50-lapper from New Britain, Connecticut, driving car number 38, New England, is Mark Lewis. Once again victorious. You know, Mark Lewis, it's been a long dry spell. You won a few at the beginning of the season. Now find you here in victory lane on the very, well, I won't say the last lap, but a lap and a half to go. You were running second. All of a sudden, you were able to come up with enough horsepower to sneak on by. Were you waiting till the very end to make you move?
Well, I was kind of sitting for second there. I didn't think I was going to have enough for Dave. He ran a good race, and he kind of bobbled a couple times and gave me a little bit of room to run, and we stuck it in there.
Well, stick it you did, and you came out on top. But it looked as though that Russell LaJoy was going to be a problem, too. He was right there battling with the leader, trying to get his lap back. Were you waiting for a bobble, or did you know you had enough to get by him at the very end?
Well, all the race long, I could keep up with him, but I didn't have enough to pass him. Russ was a gentleman at the end there and let us both run to the end. I want to thank Steve Lutz, Steve Fortier for helping me on the car.
You know, it's been a long dry spell. Glad to see you back in victory lane. Congratulations once again. But of course, you know, that finish is strictly unofficial. They still have to pass a post-race inspection.